We have a product called Lifteez, which is a medical adhesive remover. So every time you're changing the dressing, you use the Lifteez and you reduce the pain on removal of the stoma pouches or the dressing. One important aspect I wanted to bring here was amongst nursing home residents, up to 41% of those have incontinence-associated dermatitis. Some studies actually show much higher percentages as well in care homes and nursing home residents.
Hey everyone, it's Luca here from Living Care Company, and very warm welcome to Alpana, who is the head of marketing at Medicareplus. We love speaking to suppliers within the care world or people that have expertise within the care world. Alpana, tell me a bit about yourself, if you would.
So a little bit about myself. I'm Alpana Vijayaraghavan. I head the marketing team at Medicareplus International. I have worked in the pharmaceutical, the medical devices space, as well as dental for quite a few years. And I've been with Medicareplus for nearly 5 years now. So coming to Medicareplus, now we would say that we are a SME that operates in the skin and wound care space. We were incorporated in 2007 with the objective of providing affordable, patient-centric, evidence-based solutions to improve the quality of life for people with skin integrity challenges. We are a family-owned business and today one of the fastest growing in the markets we operate in. Our core products include skin barrier products and dressing packs, but we also have other accessory products. And very important, our vision is to be the skin protection specialist in wound care, continence care, and stoma care. And we work closely with clinicians, and we want to be recognized as the trusted skin protection specialist and collaborative partners working together with the NHS.
I see. And what would you say is the most common skin integrity condition that you come across, Alpana?
I think a lot of us, we know what happens with incontinence or what happens in case of stomas. So one of the things we talk about is anytime the skin is exposed to any kind of moisture, be that via bodily fluids like your urine, feces, sweat, wound exudate, any effluent that comes out of the stoma pouches, that's referred to as damage caused by moisture or moisture-associated skin damage, which is called MASD, moisture-associated skin damage. It's primarily an umbrella term that includes 4 different types of moisture-associated skin damage. I would say the biggest one in this case is incontinence-associated dermatitis, and that usually occurs from skin being in contact, prolonged contact with urine, feces, and very often in people who are doubly incontinent, the skin damage is even worse. When we talk about incontinence, today in the UK, I think there are about 14 million people who have incontinence, and that's urinary incontinence, more than 500,000 with fecal incontinence. And then we also have about 6.5 million people who have bowel control problems, and that can actually result in incontinence-related issues or challenges. One important aspect I wanted to bring here was amongst nursing home residents, up to 41% of those have incontinence-associated dermatitis. Some studies actually show much higher percentages as well in care homes and nursing home residents. So that's the first type of MASD. The second one is usually caused by sweat, a term called Intertrigo or intertriginous dermatitis. I'm not throwing difficult words, but it's simply said because of sweat, any damage that occurs to the skin, say under the breast, in the groin area, armpits, or especially people who are immobile, the folds of the skin, or obese people where the folds of the skin hasn't been dried properly, that can actually cause intertrigo or intertriginous dermatitis. The third type I would say is one which is associated with diabetes or with leg ulcers. So something called periwound maceration. What peri means is the area surrounding the wound, periwound, the area surrounding the wound. So if you've got a diabetic foot ulcer or a venous leg ulcer, So the area around that wound is damaged by the wound exudate that seeps out from that ulcer, because of which there is damage to that surrounding area. And then the fourth type is what you would call peristomal dermatitis, peristoma. So peristomal is the pouches, stoma pouches that an ostomate or a person with a stoma wears on their abdomen, depending on the different types of stoma. The stoma effluent that can leak onto the skin could be feces, could be urine, and that's called, the damage caused is called peristomal dermatitis. And so these are the four different types of MAST, moisture-associated skin damage. But you also have one more challenge with the skin challenges. I would say when you have a stoma pouch or you have sticky adhesive dressings on the skin, when you are removing them or when you're changing them, you tend to remove the superficial layer of the skin. And that can cause, if you're doing that regularly, say once in 2 days or once a day or even twice a week, that causes damage to the skin, which is called MARSI, medical adhesive-related skin injury. Simply said, it's called skin stripping or skin tears. So basically, you are ripping out the superficial layer of the skin. And imagine if that's happening day in, day out, it definitely affects the quality of life of people who are faced with these skin integrity challenges. So I would say these are the few skin challenges, skin integrity challenges, where our products tend to be used. And we have developed...
I was going to say, so that you group them into two. So presumably with the first group of moisture-related skin integrity problems, your products take moisture away from the skin and then leave the skin as dry as it can be.
So the way they work is they cause a barrier between the bodily fluids and the skin and the external environment, basically. It avoids further damage to the skin. Whatever moisture is retained under the skin, that's the barrier sort of protects that, because our skin does need to be hydrated. Our skin does require moisture. But when the moisture is excessive or there's prolonged contact, that needs to be cut off, and we need to protect the skin. So it acts like a barrier on the skin.
And technically speaking, then I've got some experience having had 3 kids with nappies that they seem to absorb a hell of a lot of liquid and then hold the liquid within the substrate that actually is effectively, are we talking gels here which absorb liquid but then don't allow the liquid to go back out? Is it mainly gel-based products?
So our products are primarily silicone-based products.
Silicone-based, sorry.
There are some other products in the market which include zinc oxide, and this causes like almost a complete barrier. And we want a barrier, but that still allows the skin to breathe. So that's how silicone products come into the picture. We have developed what you call a total barrier protection strategy, TBP. Sorry, I'm throwing a few sort of pop there.
I'm learning a lot.
It's the total barrier protection approach or a total barrier protection strategy, which is a prevention and treatment strategy for the skin where moisture damages or affects the skin. So that includes, I'm going to name our brands here. That includes Medi Derma-S Barrier Cream, Medi Derma-S Total Barrier Film, Medi Derma-PRO Skin Protectant Ointment, Medi Derma-PRO Cleanser. It's called a foam and spray. So it works in 2 different modes. Foam and spray incontinence cleanser. And we also have, I was talking about MARSI or skin stripping. So we have a product called Lifteez, which is a medical adhesive remover. So every time you're changing the dressing, you use the Lifteez and you reduce the pain on removal of the stoma pouches or the dressing. And you remove...
Does that soak into the material where the adhesive is, and you leave it there for a few minutes to do what it needs to do?
So the way you apply Lifteez, for example, if it's a corner of a dressing, you start at a corner, you spray the Lifteez, which is available as a 50 ml spray. It's also available as wipes, because if people are traveling, ostomates or persons with a stoma, if they're traveling, they can carry the Lifteez wipe with them. So what you do is you literally spray the corner of the dressing, gradually start lifting it, and it works quite quickly, really. And you keep spraying it and gradually lifting the dressing away. And that effectively reduces the pain, the discomfort that you can have on changing of the stoma pouches or the dressings.
And so your products are available. Obviously, you provide the products to hospitals or care homes. Are they the sort of products that individual private clients would have access to and use as well?
We always say any barrier products, especially where the skin is damaged, needs to be treated and further damage prevented. We say always get a prescription from your GP, speak to your nurse, speak to your care home manager, and get your prescription. So always on the advice and prescription of a healthcare professional. But yes, once you have the prescription, you can fulfill that at any of the pharmacy. On the other side, our products are also available to purchase directly from our website.
I see. Presumably, a lot of your products as preventative of problems as they would help solve a skin integrity problem.
So I talked about the step-up, step-down approach, our total barrier protection strategy. So Medi Derma-S Barrier Cream, which is one of the biggest selling barrier creams in the UK. I would say the biggest selling barrier
What's
cream.
the name of the cream again?
Total Barrier Cream. And that's available on our website. So Medi Derma-S Total Barrier Cream is usually used for protecting the skin from mild moisture-associated skin damage, primarily used in incontinence-associated damage or dermatitis to the skin. And if you find that person or patient is susceptible to incontinence or susceptible to damage to the skin, you can actually use Medi Derma-S Barrier Cream as a maintenance cream continuously for that patient. It's usually what we say a pea to palm application. So a pea-sized amount covers the area the size of a palm. That's how thinly you have to apply it. And it's to be applied twice a day when you're cleansing the patient and when they're changing their diapers.
Is it similar to pseudo cream?
No, some of these products are the older products which I was talking about, which I know a lot of us have probably used as parents for our children because that's all we knew. And these zinc oxide products were used in the past, but if I knew these products are existing as the ones from Medicareplus today, oh my God, I would have definitely used those in my kids because these zinc oxide products, they completely cause a barrier. They get absorbed into the diapers as well, which our products, there is significantly reduced absorbance on the diapers. So the cream stays on the skin rather than on the diapers.